Hello everyone, welcome to the Digital Systems and Architecture Practical. Today we'll be studying the working of flip-flops. So either we can design in this particular software which we are using, we can also use the gates to design the flip-flop, but here we can see flip-flops, they are directly available here. As you can see in this option we have SR flip-flop, various types, negative, positive clock, negative. So we select this SR latch. Okay, we select this SR latch. So this is what we have, the SR flip-flop. This is the SR flip-flop. Okay, so we get this directly. Then for inputs SNR we need a power supply, so we take the source and we take the VCC. This is the VCC we connect here. Now to turn on and off we require switch, so basic switch and DIP SW1. We need two switches. We'll connect it, one here and another one for S, one for R. Then we need a clock. As you can see here, this particular input is for the clock, so we just need a clock. So where to get the clock? So we come to the sources, and in power sources we get the first option as power sources. The second option is signal voltage source. So here you can see in signal voltage source we have AC, AM voltage and so on. So we select this clock voltage. Okay, this is the clock, so we keep clock here. Now clock also requires a ground. As we see here, the other end, it has to be connected to a ground. So where to get the ground connection? So this in sources, in power sources where we get VCC, just above VCC, not just above, after two options we have this ground. Okay, the fourth from the top, this is the ground. We place the ground here. Now for output we need probes, so we go to indicator, and here you can see we have we can take the red probe. Okay, this is the red probe, because we have two outputs, so I take two probes. Okay, and now let's close it. So now we do the connections. So this is switch A connected to VCC, another switch connected to VCC. So this is S, then this is R, and now this is the clock. Okay, and then this is the ground, and these are the outputs. This is Q and this is Q bar. Now let us turn it on. When we turn it on, we get a random, it may be like 1001. So let us see, we make this S input as 1. So for 10 we get 10. Okay, for 10 we get 10. Let us make it 01. Okay, so 01 we are getting 01. Okay, and for 11 both are 00. So this is how the SR flip-flop works. For 11 both are same. In some cases we may also get both as 11. So this for input 11 both are 00, both outputs are same, so this combination is not allowed. And for the other combinations like 01 we are getting 01, for 10 we are getting 10. Okay, now what about 00? In case of 00, the outputs do not change. So let us start with 10. For 10 we are getting 10. Now I make it as 00. So for 00 outputs, they remain same, because previously they were 10, now they are 10. Now let us make a output as 01. Okay, so input is 01, output is 01. I'll just make it 00. Now for 00 we are getting 01. Okay, so if you observe this, for 00 we got two outputs. Previously we got 10, now we got 01. It is because this flip-flop has the property that it retains the previous output when both the inputs are 00. So let us see it once again. So I'm making output as 10 by making input as 0, by making input as 10, output is 10. Now I make it 00, the outputs do not change. Now let us make it 01. For 01 we are getting output as 01. Now I just make input as 00, the outputs are not changing. So what we see, for 00 the outputs remain in the previous state. So this is how the SR flip-flop works. Now let us see the JK flip-flop. Okay, now to continue with the JK flip-flop, we keep the same things. Okay, because we just need to replace this SR with JK, the rest all components will be used. So I just in this particular software we can have an option of replace component. So I just right click here, and you can see the option replace component. So replace with, you can see this JK flip-flop. Okay, so I just click here JK flip-flop. Okay, and I need to connect this. This is J and this is K and this is the clock. Okay, now before starting with this operation, as you can see the clock frequency is 1 kilohertz. We need to bring down this to 10 hertz from 1 kilohertz. I just double click here and this value, on value we get frequency is 1 kilohertz, so I'll just make it as 10 hertz. So this is kilohertz. I'll just click here, it will become hertz. Okay, now we can just start with the operation. So for, let us start with for 0 1. For 0 1 we get 0 1, then for 1 0 we get output as 1 0. Okay, now see it will take some time to just turn, because this frequency is very less, 10 hertz. Okay, because if I just make it as 0 1, it will take some time, so this becomes 0 1. Now what happens at 1 1? Okay, so at 1 1 you can see we are not making any on off, we're not running in the switch on off, but still the output is toggling. Now this toggling is with respect to this clock frequency. Okay, so you can see this is the toggle state. So when we keep both inputs as 1, the output toggles with respect to the clock frequency. Now why I change this frequency to 10 hertz? Let us see if we keep the frequency, the default frequency, which was actually 1 kilohertz. So if I make this as 1 kilohertz, the toggling will be very fast. Okay, now if I turn it on, we can see the toggling is very fast. Okay, so this is what we have. Now let us see what happens at 0 0. So I make this as 1 0, output is 1 0. Now let us make this as 0 0. For 0 0 output remains as it is. Now if input is 0 1, output is 0 1, but for 0 0 it remains same. So what we see is for 0 0 output remains same, for 0 1 output is 0 1, 1 0 output is 1 0, and for 1 1 it toggles. Okay, this is toggling. So if we change the frequency, okay, if we change the frequency to this is let us make it as 10 hertz. Okay, and now toggling will be at a rate which we can observe properly. So this is 0 1 and so on. So that's all for this particular session. Thanks for watching.